Hello everyone, I'm Gaurav. I'm the co-founder of workat.tech. Welcome to the webinar on service-based company to product-based company switch. So these are the things that we'll be covering, like why you might want to join a product-based company, what are the different interview stages that you might encounter while applying for SD1 roles at product-based companies, and how to prepare for product-based companies. The final one being the roadmap that you might want to follow if you are looking to go into a product-based company. So let's start with why one should join a product-based company. Uh, there's nothing wrong with working in a service-based company. These are also very good companies, but there are certain reasons which make product-based companies more advantageous to work at. The primary reason being that the pay is extremely better in product-based companies compared to service-based companies, which makes a huge difference in deciding what you might want, where you might want to work at. The work at product-based companies is generally better because you're working on a product that is going to be used by a lot of people. While when you are working at a service-based company, you are building products for your client, and you do not know how it is going to be used and all of those stuff. So the work is generally better at product-based companies, and the ownership that you get over the product at product-based companies is very high compared to at a service-based company. At a service-based company, uh, it's what your client tells you is what you actually do, but in a product-based companies that's generally not the case. You have a lot of say on what the company is going to build or what your team is going to build. So that generally happens at most of the product-based companies. And freshers at service-based company mostly get 3 to 5 LPA at the beginning, whereas product-based companies pay anywhere between 7 lakh to 40 lakh. So it's almost double at the minimum. There are few product-based companies which pay less as well, but in general, most pay greater than 7 lakh. And big tech companies and top startups pay higher compared to what service-based companies pay. So as like Flipkart pays around 18 lakh base to a fresher. Apart from that, there are a lot of different components as well. Similarly, for Uber, it's around 19 or 20 lakhs. So big companies generally pay a lot. Now, it's not very easy to get into a product-based company. So, if you think you keep doing lead code questions, you will get into a product-based companies. Or if you look at solutions and increase the coverage, you'll get into product-based companies. That's not true. It's not easy to get into a product-based company. On the other hand, it's not very difficult as well. I won't say it's impossible. It's doable if you do the right amount of hard work in the right direction, and if you keep on doing that consistently. Like consistency is an important word here. Like if you put in hard work today and then after a month or maybe after 2 3 weeks, that won't work. You have to do it consistently and have to keep improving yourself every day. So that's how you get prepared for getting into a product-based company. Okay, so let's talk about the interview stages at for SD1 roles at product-based companies. So I'm assuming that most of you are going to apply for SD1 roles, unless you have 5 to 6 years in a service-based company. It's extremely difficult to get an SD2 role at a product-based company. So I'll assume SD1 roles. So the first step in the interview process is, I think, similar in almost all the companies, which is resume shortlisting. So companies get hundred to thousands of applications. They cannot interview everyone. So to reduce the number of interviews, they shortlist the resumes which stand out. They do not shortlist everyone. If you put invisible cloak project, they won't shortlist you. You need to do good projects. You need to have a good resume. You should be applying for the correct role. So if you do all of these things correctly, then only you are going to get shortlisted. Otherwise, it's going to get rejected. And by applying for the correct role, I mean that so basically, if you have less experience, apply for an SD1 role. When I was in Flipkart, I used to get applications for SD4 role for referral with people with 1 year of experience or even people who are in college. So apply for the correct role when you are applying to increase your chances of getting shortlisted. But decent projects and a good resume format and with the best tips, you are going to get in. Then comes the exploratory call, where you generally talk to a recruiter, and the recruiter tries to tells you about the role and tries to figure out if you would fit in that role if you have the right experience, if you have done good projects and all of those stuff. So basically do good dev work either on your job or outside it through self projects. Then research about the company and the role that you're applying for. That's extremely important. Most people do not do that. And after you have done all of these, you should be able to explain what you have worked on to the recruiter. So the recruiter does not understand technical stuff. You have to present it in a way such that anyone can understand how to prepare for it. Maybe explain what you do to your parents or to anyone who does not know a lot of technical stuff. Try to do that thing, and that will help you understand how to explain it to a recruiter. Then is the machine coding round or the low level design round or the take home assignment round. So this has become very common now at companies like Uber, Flipkart, Swiggy, Udan. I think in the next 6 months to 1 year, most of the companies would have a similar round. So you need to prepare for this as well. This checks if you can code well, if you can write low level design, and basically how you code is what matters in this round. Uh, and the questions in this round are generally very ambiguous, like design a parking lot with a few requirements. So you need to design your solution in such a way that not only the solution is functionally correct, but it actually has a very good design as well, good software design. So these are things that you need to learn to do well in these rounds. And most candidates get eliminated in the machine coding round. So machine coding round requires you to solve a good design problem in 90 minutes, approx 90 minutes. Most people are not able to complete it in 90 minutes, and that's why they get rejected. So learn object oriented programming and practice machine coding round. So that's extremely important to do well in this round. Like it does not require any rocket science. If you know object oriented programming and you have practiced 3 to 4 problems or 5 to 6 problems, you should be good enough for the interview round. Then comes the most important round, the most popular round, problem solving or DSA round or the online coding round. Most product based companies hire through this round. So like you do not need to memorize data structures, algorithms, concepts, or solutions, or anything like that. Those are foundational concepts. Those are concepts that almost every CS engineer should know. If you do not know it, please learn it. It's extremely essential for the interviews. And here you are judged on if you can use your problem solving skills and your knowledge of data structure algorithm to solve a problem. Like if you know where to use what and basically the trade-offs of different data structures algorithms, what will fit in where, all of these things. These are required. So here the tip is to practice, do not memorize anything, and do not look at solutions. So if you are looking at solutions while solving, then uh, you are going into bad territory. You might not be able to clear the rounds in that case. Finally, the final round in most companies, the hiring manager round or the bar raiser round, also called HR round or behavioral round. So here you are judged on both your technical skills and your non-technical skills. Just being extremely technically competent might not be good enough for you to clear interviews. So you need to work on your non-technical competencies as well. So here you'll be in technical skills. You can be asked anything like any CS subject, any data structure algorithm about your projects. Mostly it's about your project and everything else. So here also, if you have done good projects, you are able to articulate your experience in the right way, just like I mentioned before. And if you have done sufficient research about the company and the role, then you should be good enough. So these are the interview rounds that are there. Uh, okay. These are the interview rounds that are there. Before going to the roadmap, I'll just share with you something that we have built. Uh, like we are starting a boot camp which will help you prepare for this. You can do self preparation as well. The roadmap will help you with that. But if anyone is interested in joining the program, then uh, you might want to take a look. So SD Bootcamp, this is what is going to be covered. Full stack development using MERN stack, data structures algorithm, core CS, low-level design, system design, and classes would be taken by me and Sagar. You will have one-on-one personal mentor. from companies like Google, Amazon, Walmart, and Uber. Uh, then you will be building a lot of good projects. You will be solving a lot of problem solving DSA questions, and you will, if you face any doubts, you will be having doubt resolution experts who will be helping you out whenever you need help. You'll get career support like referrals, contest, resume review, and all of mock interviews. So basically, everything that will help you get a job that will be covered in this bootcamp. So this is the curriculum. Uh, so these are the instructors, I and Sagar. These are the mentors. These is what you will be provided as career support, something that I mentioned. So it's a 30-week program, and the prerequisite is that you need to code. You need to be able to code in any one language. So if you are interested in this, you can ping me on WhatsApp. I think you have my WhatsApp number. So let's get ahead with the roadmap now. How to prepare for product-based companies. So the first step is, I think most of you have already done this, but I'll just make sure to tell it. Learn to code and practice online coding. Practicing online coding is very, very different from what we do on our job or what we have done in college or in a classroom. So it's extremely different. So try to practice online coding on a programming platform. I'll just share uh, a link to some practice questions that you might want to try out. I've shared the link in chat. So either pick up C++ or Java. If you want to pick up other language, that's also fine, but these two are suggested. Then learn development and build good projects. So since you will be building software on your job, so that's something that you should learn as well right now. So learn to develop software, and good projects are very essential. It will help you get your resume shortlisted. So projects are one of the most important thing that should be in your resume. Unless you are a seven-star coder on CodeChef or you are from some IIT with a computer science degree, if you don't have all of these things, a good project is something that might help get your resume shortlisted. And your hiring manager round would go awesome if you have good projects, because the discussion would mostly be on that round. Someone asked, why can't we use Python? You can. It's just that some contests do not allow Python. Most contests will allow, but some won't allow. So that's why it's recommended to choose C++ or Java. But if you want to go with Python, you can. Okay. Yeah, as I mentioned, try to build good projects. And don't build projects that are there on everyone's resume. Like I was doing resume review. I saw that many people did that invisible cloak project and had put up in their resume. Do not do that. Those projects are not good. Like they won't help your resume stand out. Everyone is making them. Basically, there are 100 resumes that are coming to the company. You want to be in the, let's say, top 10, which is getting shortlisted. So build good projects. And so here's a tip, that do full stack projects. The reason being that most jobs that you are going to be applying for would be full stack roles, because that's what most companies hire for. Android and all of those are also there, but the number of jobs available for that is pretty low compared to a full stack role. So, this is just a suggestion. You might want to do whatever you like. Like if you like Android, you can do that. I'll pick up the questions at a later stage. First, let me complete the roadmap part. Then comes object-oriented programming. As I mentioned in machine coding round, also it's required. On your job also, you would mostly be using object-oriented programming. So uh, companies have started testing you on that through the machine coding round, through the low-level design round. So that is something that you should learn before applying to companies. So the next step in the roadmap is learn object-oriented programming. Then comes DSA foundations. It's one of the most important topics in data structures algorithm, something that is ignored a lot. Like uh, I did few quizzes on LinkedIn to uh, asking to find the time and space complexity of different codes, and they were pretty easy questions, but most of the people were not able to do it or were giving wrong solutions. That's because people have ignored how to actually calculate time and space complexity. This is a very, very important topic. Please make sure to do it well. Then comes okay. Then comes recursion and divide and conquer. Like thinking recursively is one of the most essential thing that you might want to do it, because I'm saying that all of these are very important because these are foundational stuff. Advanced stuff are based on this. So if you know how to do recursion well, if you can think recursively, then there are a lot of algorithms, lot of data structures where recursion comes in handy. And if you're able to think recursively, you'll be able to solve questions pretty well. And understanding would also become very pretty, like would become very easy. Then basic DSA. I'm not. Uh, I'm dividing DSA into two parts. First is basic DSA. This is something that will help you uh, prepare for most of the product-based companies. Like not for the big companies, for startups or for mid-sized companies, they are generally okay with basic DSA. Like if you know array, linked list, stack, queue, binary tree, searching, sorting, hashing, two pointers, you should be able to clear the interviews of most product-based companies. So spend most of your time learning and practicing DSA and do these topics pretty well. Do not memorize, like as I previously mentioned, DSA is not supposed to be memorized. Do not read solutions. If you want help, take hints. Do not go to the solutions directly. You are supposed to solve the questions yourself, because during the interview you will be given an unknown problem. Most likely it would be an unknown problem. You should be able to solve that problem during the interview. So practice in that manner only, where you are able to solve unknown problems. Then build foundations and try to solve your problems. Then once you have done development, once you have done basic DSA and object-oriented programming, it's time that you can start applying to startups and mid-sized companies, as I previously mentioned, because these are generally enough for that. And like make your resume and LinkedIn pretty well if you want to get calls from these companies, because uh, these companies generally would shortlist you based on the projects that you have made. So present them well in your resume and your LinkedIn. Then intermediate DSA, which is required mostly for big companies, for the top tech companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Uber, uh, Microsoft, companies like this. So these would expect you to know greedy algorithm, backtracking, strings, trees, bit manipulation, set map, heap graph, dynamic programming. So these topics are pretty important for the big companies, and these are not easy topics. These topics are considerably difficult. So like if you do it well, then only you will be able to get into a top tech company. Otherwise you might get lucky and you might get a chance, but in general, if you don't do these topics well, you it might be difficult for you to get into a top tech company. So prepare well on these, but only after you have done DSA foundations well and basic DSA well, because some topics have prerequisites from there. Then comes theory. Like everyone hates it, but there's no choice. We have to do it because we do not want to get rejected in an interview just because of that. Like someone asks a DBMS question and you are unable to answer it, but all your other interviews went well. You do not want to be in that situation where you are rejected because of that. So give some time to these topics as well. Like while I was in college, I was rejected from an interview because uh, the interview was mostly based on compiler questions and I had no idea about those topics. So like do not be in a situation where you are rejected because of that. Spend some time on it. Then machine coding and SQL, practice those things. Machine coding is a separate round altogether. SQL generally does not have a separate round, but hiring manager round or some other technical round might expect you to write SQL queries. So basically, a SQL query with join or something like that. So you need to practice these things as well. So if you're finding this overwhelming right now, I'll share an article with all of these things written. You can go through it and you can create a roadmap for yourself, like how much time would you like to give to each of these things. This entire roadmap would take around an year if you're doing it yourself. If you're taking part in some boot camp or something like that, then you will be able to do in 7 to 8 months. But in general, 1 year is required for this roadmap. And if you are doing it well, you would be able to get into almost any company that you would want to. Then finally, once you have done all your preparation, now is the time to practice for the interview. Like, be in a situation where you are basically mimicking how the interview is going to be. So in an interview, like while you are practicing, you would be giving around 1 hour, 2 hour, even a day or two to a single problem. But during the interview, you would be getting 30 to 45 minutes for a question. So once you have prepared yourself with all the concepts, all the practice, then give time test where you have to solve a problem in 30 to 45 minutes. You should push yourself and try to solve the question in that particular time only. So once you are able to solve a few questions in the time slot, then you would be good enough for the interview as well, because you have practiced doing time test. Then code on whiteboard or paper. So coding on whiteboard or paper is very different from how it is coding on your IDE. Uh, like, you do not get a laptop in most interviews. Like when the on-site interviews start, you won't be getting a laptop in most cases. You would have to write code on a paper or a whiteboard. So give 1 or 2 days to practicing writing on a paper or whiteboard. That should be sufficient. Then peer-to-peer mock interviews and industry mock interviews. Mock interviews help a lot. Trust me, it helped me a lot. I got rejected from almost every interview that I gave just after college. So mock interviews came to my rescue. Like, I knew all the concepts, I had practiced a lot, but I was unable to articulate my thoughts well. I was unable to think out loud, and all of the common mistakes that one should generally work on before the interviews. So mock interviews help with that. So there are websites like Tramp and InterviewBit where you can give peer-to-peer mock interviews. Like, you would be set up with someone and you would take their interview and they will take your interview. This way you will be able to find all the common mistakes that you are making, and you should be able to work on those mistakes after every interview, so that in the next mock interview you do better than the previous mock interview. So if you do this, when you go for the actual interview, you would be in a much better state compared to how you would be before the mock interviews. And if you want to interview with someone who is like working in the industry, like let's say you're applying at Amazon and you want to interview with someone at Amazon, those services are also available, but they are generally expensive. So if you can afford that, then you might want to go for it. But otherwise, peer-to-peer mock interviews are also very great. Finally, when you have practiced, when you have prepared, when you are completely ready for applying to jobs, start applying. So how do you apply? Like, look for referrals on LinkedIn, look for referrals from your college seniors, or from anywhere, from people you know, or from second level connections, anywhere. Like, try to get referrals. If you're able to get that, then it would be great. Otherwise, go to popular job portals like angel.co or instahire, or let's uh, there are multiple. So on LinkedIn, LinkedIn jobs is also there. So basically, go to popular job boards and apply there. Create a profile on naukri.com as well. You would start getting calls if you have a good resume. And apart from job portals, apply to career pages as well. Like, if you are applying at Amazon, go to Amazon.jobs. Similarly, for other companies, go to their career pages and start applying from there. And one more trick that works a lot, like, this was the thing based on which I used to get calls when I was in college. Find the email address of recruiters in case of big companies and founders in case of startups. So if you are able to find the email address, you can send them an email with a proper cover letter and your resume. And most likely, if you are applying for the correct role and that company is hiring, you would get a reply from the founder or the recruiter that you are applying to, because not many people do that. And if you are doing that, the chances of getting a call increases by a lot. So try this out as well. uh, and Google is a friend. If you want to find the email addresses of people, Google, like, most email addresses would be like first name at the rate company's domain, or first name dot last name at company domain. Search for these things on Google and you would be able to find the email address of the right person. Finally, subscribe to our free WhatsApp newsletter. It's at workat.tech/subscribe. And if you like this video, if you like our content, then subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, where we'll be posting more updates in the future. So Q&A is left right now. We will have a Q&A for 15 to 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes as well. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you like the video, please leave a like as well. And this is our WhatsApp newsletter. So, like whatever I post on LinkedIn or anywhere, and in most cases I do not post as well, you would find that on WhatsApp, on our WhatsApp status. So if you are subscribing to us on WhatsApp, you will get to know it of it first. So please do that. WhatsApp subscribe, YouTube subscribe, and YouTube like. Please do that if you like the video. And you can follow me on LinkedIn. I'm Gaurav Chandak, GCNIT. Search for it and you would be able to find me. Thank you. Looking for questions. I'll just start with the questions that are already there on chat, and you can also ask the questions that you might want to have. First question is how to get interview at product-based companies. Make a good resume, do good projects. If you are doing good projects, unique projects, then you would be able to get interview at product-based companies. SG1 roles have experience gap 0 to 3, 4, 5 years. I didn't get your question, Jay. Can you please elaborate? Uh, the queries that do previous work domain matters while switching into product-based companies, especially for entry-level jobs. So if you have stayed in a different domain for 6 to 7 years, then it might get difficult for you to switch to a software domain, because in that case, you'll have to start from scratch. You'll have to start as a fresher, as an entry-level engineer, where in most cases your salary expectation would be very high. uh, like if you have spent 7 months in a different domain, your salary would be much greater than what it would be for an SD1 entry level guy. So that's what's make it difficult. But if you have 3 to 4 years of experience, then it should be fine. Any specific set of questions to practice for DSS coming soon on workat.tech? Kindly share your resume format. I'll just put it on chat. I've added it on chat. You can see there. Most of the people may be in support related projects and not development based. So how to deal with that when asked in interview about your work? Do self projects, do side projects. That might be seen as a good quality that you are learning outside the job, that you are not getting the opportunities on the job, and that's why you're learning outside the job. So do good self projects. Like do like if you want to become a full stack developer, then do full stack projects. If you want to become an Android developer, do Android projects. So if you take initiative, that would be proven as a good quality in your resume. I'm a fresher. I do not have a background in any specific tech. What to do in this case? So most product-based companies do not hire based on the technical technologies that you have used till now. They hire based on if you are a good problem solver, if you can build stuff. If you can build stuff in any technology, that means that you can build stuff in the technology that the company uses as well. So uh, try to learn one technology. Since you have less time, maybe go with Mern. Mern stack is getting pretty popular now because it takes less time to learn. It takes less time to learn how to build stuff. So maybe go with Mern stack. I find it hard to do DSA. It's very hard. I'm sharing a link on how to do it well. Like you need to have discipline on how you are doing it. Like going random might not be a good idea. So I'm sharing a link on how to do it well. Will you be providing job referrals? Yes, we will be providing job referrals in the bootcamp based on the performance of the person. Why can't we use Python? As I mentioned, that not allowed in many contests. In your view, what's the characteristic of a good project? A good project is one where you are able to display that you know how to build stuff, you know how to think, uh, how the product will be used, how the user will interact with the with your product, and finally how show that you know how to build stuff. That's the most important thing that you can show through your good project. Competitive programming is not necessary for a job at a product-based company. It might be necessary for a few companies like Google, DirectI, Tower Research, but for most companies it's not required. Which is best, iterative or recursive? So whatever does the job is, like, there's nothing like that. Something is good or bad. Is bit manipulation topic important? Yes, it's important for big companies at least. What do you mean by smaller product-based companies? Which are those? So the companies. Uh, so let me give you an example. Khata Book is a small product-based company. Then Cars 24 was a small product-based company. Now it has become big. So basically, think of any sector, let's say education or maybe e-commerce or any sector, and leave the top 4 to 5 companies. Whichever comes next is are smaller product-based companies in most cases. What's the most frequently asked question in DBMS? It totally depends on company to company, even depends on interviewer to interviewer. Like, do not go for specific questions, go for the concept. If you know the concepts well, you would be able to answer almost any question. So focus on that and not on specific questions. I'm joining Infosys as operations executive. Can you please tell me how I switch from there to product? So that's what I talked about in the entire webinar, right? So I'll share the article link as well in a while. But yeah, is writing complex SQL queries required in product-based companies? It might be required. So you do not want to leave it at luck. Uh, Spending 25 hours a week for DSA is very difficult for a working professional. So I think I'm assuming that you spend 8 to 9 hours on the job. That means 40 to 45 hours per week out of 7 into 24. So, like, you spend less time on work compared to the time you have free or the time you sleep. So try to find out free time from there and spend 25 hours a week. Like, it's totally possible. If you want something good, you have to put in the effort for that. Is CS degree important? It's not important. It's good to have, but definitely not important. These days, interviews are online, so not sure how we'll solve on paper. So for online interviews, you'll have to write online, but soon enough, it would, like, offline interviews will start happening maybe in the next 6 to 7 months. That's the time that you need to spend on preparing as well. So by the time you are ready, it's highly likely that it would be on-site interviews where you'll have to write on paper or whiteboard. Share the roadmap link. I'll just share it. Just give me a few minutes. Sagar, if you're online, can you share the roadmap link? Uh, the link to the article for this webinar. Can you give a demo example of a good project? I'll just share a link with you where I've added a lot of good project ideas. You can pick that up. Is there any pay difference between front-end and back-end engineers with the same experience? At most companies, actually, there is a difference. Front-end developers are generally paid lesser than back-end engineers. It's mostly due to bias, I guess. But with time, I think everyone will be a full-stack developer. Like many companies have stopped hiring front-end and back-end separately. Most companies have started hiring full-stack developers, so that gap would go away with time. There are some topics that needs to be memorized, like Kadani's algorithm, Moore voting algorithm. Do companies focus on these types of algorithm that needs? So it does not need memorization. Like someone created it based on some fundamental concepts. They created it based on some fundamental concepts. So try to understand that fundamental concept, and so basically, if you are able to understand the logic behind it, the reasoning behind why something was done, then you would have to memorize it. I'm not sure about Moore voting algorithm. I'm talking about Kadane's algorithm. It's not supposed to be memorized. Even after referral not getting call, like make a good resume, do good projects. Like without a good profile, you won't get a call. I'm assuming that that might be a problem. We have to study all the DSA topic. How much time it will take to learn concepts of DSA if we start from today? Like 4 to 5 months. It would take you to learn DSA and practice as well, good enough for interviews for most product-based companies. Can you mention some mid-sized companies good for SD? Cred is a good company. Razorpay is a good company. Uh, then maybe ClearTax is a good company. HackerRank is a good company. There are a lot of mid-sized companies. So basically, whatever is not in your definition of fan, those are the mid-sized companies that you would want to apply for. So Zoomcar is there, Zomato is there, Swiggy is there. A lot of companies are there where you can apply for. My question is, I'm working on a support project right now. What should I tell when they ask about my role? Like, mention whatever is true. Like, whatever you're doing, mention that only. But if you want some, basically work on side projects so that you have other things to talk about as well. You want your interview to go in the direction where you are talking about your projects instead of your current role. Basically, you have to sell yourself during the interview. So try to make the interviewer go in that direction and do good side projects. Do CGPA matters off campus? If you have a low CGPA, remove it from your resume. In most cases, the companies won't notice it. Even if they do notice that you have not mentioned your CGPA, they might reach out to you. So that way you would at least know that your resume was at least viewed and not rejected right away. So, like if it's bad, remove it from your resume. Can you provide some tips for getting resume shortlisted when applying off campus for college students? Make good projects. That's the uh, best tip that I could give. Next is try to become a 6 star, 7 star on courtship, which is the most difficult path, I guess. I've gone through projects listed at workat.tech, but still, can you name some? So build an e-commerce website, maybe an e-commerce website like Swiggy or maybe something like Flipkart or something like Udemy. Try to build an e-commerce website. That's a pretty good project to put on your resume. Yes, we'll be providing referral based on your performance. Good project examples. Already provided a link, and we already have a Slack community. You can join it. Workat.slack, workat.tech/slack. I'll add the link here. Minimum CPA required. It's zero. Like remove it from your resume. Yes. No, it's not going to fade away in the near future, at least not for the next 10 years. Like if you like web development, go for it. But preferably go for full stack development instead of just front end or just back end, because that will make you a better package to sell yourself if you know full stack development. Exactly do you mean by problem solving? Is it about knowing which data structure for real? So problem solving means that, let's say I give you a random problem, not exactly related to data structure algorithm. I give you a random problem, and you have some knowledge that you have acquired over the years. Can you solve that problem based on the knowledge that you have acquired? If yes, you have good problem solving skills. But that can't be tested in an interview, right? So that's why how you're tested is, data structures algorithm, which is a core CS concept. If you know data structures algorithm, can you solve a problem based on your knowledge? If you can do that, that's good problem solving skills. I'm a front-end developer and only worked in JS. Is it advisable to do DS and algo in JS? So basically, for interviews, JS is fine for DS algo, but for online tests that happens before the interview, many tests won't allow JavaScript. So, like if you're applying for a very front-end specific role, then it's possible that the test would be in JavaScript. But if you're applying for generic software development roles, then better to go for C++ or Java. Can you elaborate about the experience required for SD1, 2, 3 roles? What I've heard is SD1 is 1 to 5 years of experience in India, California, rest other countries. No, in general, if you are coming from a product-based, let's say you start your career in a product-based company and you move to another product-based company, or you get promoted in the same company, then it would take somewhere between 2 to 3 years or maybe 2 to 4 years to get to a SD2 role, and SD3 somewhere around 6 to 7 years or 6 to 8 years. In bootcamp, we can't use Python. Recommended not to. Like we would prefer if you do development in JavaScript and you do DSA in Java. Prerequisites for joining bootcamp, and will it be beneficial for 1 year? So most of the people who have joined the bootcamp already have one year of experience. They are from 2019 batch, and the only prerequisite is that you need to know how to code in a single language, maybe C++ or Java, or even Python is fine. Uh, will 6 months of experience count while applying to a product-based company? Definitely, any experience will count. If it's not an internship, it will count in your experience. I'm currently in final year, having offer from Capgemini. I'm aiming to join a startup or product-based company for DevOps. And okay, what's the question? I'm comfortable in writing code in Python, but I suck at DSA. How do we, so like whatever you do during the interview, you would be expected DSA, so you need to work on that. Like during your resume shortlisting, DSA won't come into the picture, but during your interviews, it will. So focus on that. So competitive programming will improve our problem solving skills, or do the it helps a lot in other stuff as well. Like you become better at testing, you become better at debugging, you become a fast coder, you start thinking faster, you start thinking better. There are a lot of advantages of competitive programming. If you like it, do it. If you don't like it, then do not go behind it. Like it's not mandatory. It's a good to have, but it's not mandatory. What are the main DSA concepts which I have to learn? It is difficult to learn all. As I mentioned, do basic DSA first. That is mandatory for almost all the companies. Go to intermediate if you want to go to big companies. Start with the basic DSA first. The link that Sagar shared has the all the things that I mentioned written over there, so you can go through that. How to approach medium hard problems on lead code. So if you know how to solve medium problems, then you would know this as well. So if you start if you have done only easy problems and then you are going to medium hard problems, that's not the right way to do it. Go step by step, and as you go, as you are at a, like if you are at the medium level, you would know how to do it, how to approach the medium hard problems, because you have climbed the ladder and you know how to do it. Yes, you can get product based company off campus, you if you prepare well. Sorry, same question. If you are in a service-based company or if you are in a non-dev role, then you would be uh, like you should apply for SG1 role. Do not apply for SG2 role in that case. But if you are already working at a product-based company in a dev role, then you can apply to SG2 roles after 3 years of experience. Uh, First DSA or full stack, anything like does not matter a lot. So like go with anything you want. What is the best to opt for personal projects between React? I think React is more popular right now. It has a better community, so better to go with React. Neither framework agnostic nor everything from scratch. Just that basically, let's say we are building an e-commerce website. So you should know what is the e-commerce flow. You should research about it, or you should ask someone who knows about it. That way you would get a product sense of that. Then you need to be able to integrate different stuff. You need to be able to think about how the different what the different components would be, and you need to build the components yourself. Like if it uses a library, that's fine. There's no issue with that. It's just that you should know which library to use, how to use it, and the end result should be a good product. So that's what a good project is. Coding in Python for more than 3 years, am I losing something? And you don't need to. So you are not losing anything. It's just that if you have not done a typed language till now, and you go to a company which uses typed language, you might face some difficulty at the beginning. I've seen that people who have done coding in Python only, they face issues when they have to do use Java on the job. So maybe get an idea of Java, try to get comfortable with it, but you can continue coding Python. That's not an issue. If someone has an experience of working in service-based company on support project for 1 year, then while switching in SG1 role for sure. SG2, if you are in a service-based company, you might have to wait for 4 to 5 years to get an SG2 role. If I have good marks in 10th and not remove both 10th and 12th. No one cares about what you got in 10th or 12th. At least at product-based companies, no one cares about it. Like never write about your school in your resume. That's the tip. SD1 role. Not at all too. Like CP does not overpower projects. If you have good projects, they are very beneficial. If you have done really well in competitive programming, like you are getting top 100 in out of 10,000 people, that's also a good, great thing to show on your resume. Like no, none of them beat each other. Not sure. I think it's because of bias, maybe because front end is equally difficult as back end. Yes, one stack comes under full stack. Mongo, which is the database, E is Express, N is Node. This is the backend part. React is the front end part, which is denoted by R. So it's full stack. JS is tough, so your first language would always be tough. If it's your second language, you are not doing it the correct way, I guess, because the second language is always supposed to be very easy. How to master DSA and be consistent in it? Cause it demotivate when you can't see progress. So, like, if you are unable to be consistent, maybe do it with your friends. or join a bootcamp or similar programs that are there. That will help you stay consistent and progress with time. Common mistakes in CV, I'll just share. I worked for 1 year, but project was basically support, and but now I'm looking to change. Will it? No, it like it won't add a positive point. It won't adverse like affect adversely as well. It might do a bit, but not a lot. So do good side projects, do projects in the domain that you want to go to, and that should offset whatever wrong might happen. Could you share your DSA roadmap? So that's what I shared, right? Go start with basic DSA first. Go topic by topic, pick up a topic, learn it, implement it, and solve problems related to it. Then move to the next topic and keep doing that. You can find the list in the article link that Sagar shared. To join, we would need competitive programming generally. No, you do not need competitive programming for product-based companies. You just need to be good at DSA, like practice solving DSA questions. That should be enough. You do not need to do competitive programming. How do we procrastination? Like remove all distractions. Like if you are distracted by your phone, then maybe use apps that restrict your phone usage or restrict usage of apps, different apps. I have 5+ years of experience in building distributed systems already. Yes, you should go for SG2 roles then. But make sure that you know DSA as well apart from system design. Will experience in fintech as software developer count towards? Yes, definitely it would count towards uh, software development experience. Is it an added advantage to know both Python and Java? So language is just a medium to solve a problem or to do something. It's like does not matter which language. Uh, if you know 100 languages, that does not matter. It's the same as knowing one language. Uh, you just need to know how to solve the problems, how to build stuff. How and where to start with system design? Sharing a link again. This should be a good place to start. So the first two lectures that are there, if you just note down whatever things are getting covered and Google for each topic. Maybe after that, go to Gaurav Sen's system design playlist as well, but start here. So this is the link. I don't think there are more questions. So like if you like the video till now, please like, and like if you want to, then maybe share the video with your friends. It's going to be there on YouTube after the webinar is over as well. And please subscribe to get updated about further videos. You can click the bell icon as well if you want to get a notification whenever we add a new video or when we start a new webinar. I've done questions, but still problems take me time to practice in 90 minutes, especially for written rounds. Any, like I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is it about machine coding round or something else? Maybe we can discuss on WhatsApp. I think we are almost close to 10 p.m. So sorry, 11 p.m. So let's end the webinar for now. We can discuss on WhatsApp. And if you have any suggestions, if you want to ask any questions, then you can ping me on WhatsApp. I am adding my WhatsApp number again. Let's connect there. If you want to know about the bootcamp, if you want to know about anything, then WhatsApp is there. So yeah, nice talking to you all. I'm ending the webinar in about 30 seconds.